Ch5-6 from the textbook. We'll start with the principal at the beginning of the period. It's going to be 150,000. The installment we're going to calculate later on in cell number I-14. Principal repayment and interest amount is going to follow that. So first of all, we want to understand how much the interest rate is going to be for the first year, for the first 12 months. You look at the textbook, it says that the interest rate is 6% and the margin is 2%. Okay, it doesn't give me how much the index is going to be. So I assume the index is going to be 6% minus the margin 2%, and the remaining 4% is what the treasuries are. So what I would do is I'd put the 4% of treasuries, and the interest rate is going to be the 4% plus the 2% spread or margin that we have. Fix that. And you take this for the remaining period, the remaining 12 months. Enter. All right. Okay. So we know that the period is 30 years or 360 months. How much is the installment amount? Equals PMT. How much is the rate? 6% divided by 12, because we're going to pay all of our installments on a monthly period. So the rate and the number of periods and the PMTs all have to be in months, comma. Number of periods. How many months is the total loan? We don't put 30 years, we put 360 months. Comma. Present value. What's the amount of the loan? 150. Close the bracket, enter. It gives you the installment amount, 899.33, which is exactly what we have over here in the solutions manual. So the installment amount equals minus this. I put it as minus just so that it becomes neat. The interest amount, how much do they pay interest? The bank asks you two questions. How much do I owe you? 150,000. Multiplies how much do I charge you? Which is 6% divided by 12. The principal amount is the difference between your installment and how much the interest the bank gets. The principal at the end of the period is the 150 minus the 149 that you paid. The principal at the beginning of the period is what was the ending on the previous period. If I fixed all of the correct functions, I can just drag this to the bottom, and I got that. Oh, I didn't do this right because I should have fixed the installment. Now it's fixed. Copy paste. Now everything is correct. So you take this and you drag this for the first year. You drag this for the first year. Now, for the second year, you just take this and you put it again. Oh. For the second year, how much is the forecasted 1 year treasury? In the textbook they gave you, in the second year it's going to be 7%. So 7% here, and you do 7% for the remaining part of the second year. So how much is the interest going to be? Still 7 plus 2%. Now, we want to get the installment amount. How much do they have in the ideal answer of the textbook? $1,200. And the beginning of the year balance is 148,158, which is what we have over here. So how do we get the installments? Equals PMT, the same function. The rate is going to be 9% divided by 12. Then the trick is here, guys. The number of periods is going to be 360, but minus 12, because we already paid 12 installments. Comma. How much is the present value of the loan? You don't put 150,000 because you paid the big part of it. The amount remaining is 148,158. You close the bracket and you get 1,200. You continue the same thing here, equals minus. This is my principal amount. Everything is done correctly. You just take this, you drag it along to the end, and let's just fix this again. Same mistake. And we're done. And you continue the same thing again.